some breaking news in baseball. A huge blow to the New York Yankees. Their ace, Gerrit Cole, will miss at least 4 to 6 weeks with an elbow injury. That is according to our MLB insider, Jim Bowden. The reigning AL Cy Young Award winner had an MRI this week on that right elbow and is undergoing further evaluation. Manager Aaron Boone said on Monday that Cole has been experiencing discomfort and has had trouble recovering between starts this spring. Now, this could force the Yankees to turn to the free agent market for help in the rotation. Blake Snell, former Yankee Jordan Montgomery are all still available. So let's welcome in our MLB insider, Jim Bowden, to talk about this big news. Gerrit Cole, he's going to miss at least 4 to 6 weeks. Jim, as a former GM here, what is your level of concern for Gerrit Cole and that injury?
Well, you have to be concerned, of course. He's the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, and he's the most important player on the New York Yankees. So it's a huge setback. But I think the good news here is that the initial readings of the MRI do not show a tear in the ulnar collateral ligament, although that's not a final decision. So what they've done now is they're flying Gerrit Cole to Los Angeles. He is going to undergo multiple tests with Dr. Neil Elatrosh to make sure that the ligament is in good place. Now, if it is, something caused this inflammation, so they have to find out, is it a loose body? Is it an elbow spur? And then in all probability, what I'm hearing is they'll inject him with a platelet-rich plasma injection to help heal the elbow. Now, best case scenario, if it's not torn, then 4 to 6 weeks from now, there's a possibility that he could get back on the mound. But remember, he can't start throwing until the inflammation is completely out of the elbow. And as of now, it is still in the elbow. And so once that's out, then he could start his throwing program. And that's why it's going to be a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks or more. But if you're a Yankee fan, you got to hold your breath here because, we've got to make sure that when Dr. Neil Elatrosh is done all of the tests he's doing, we have to get an answer on why that elbow is not bouncing back. And as of now, we don't have any information on what is causing this injury.
Yeah, Yankees fans certainly wanting a better season for 2024 than they saw last season. Opening day, Jim, that is coming up quick. As we mentioned, Blake Snell, Montgomery, they are still available. So what do the Yankees do? What do you think they should do for an opening day starter?
Yeah, so according to my source for the Chicago White Sox, the New York Yankees have re-engaged with the White Sox in trying to make a trade for right-handed pitcher Dylan Cease. So they've had a lot of conversations apparently over the last week. Now, I'm also told that the Yankees have been looking to add to the rotation even before Gerrit Cole was injured. They had been engaged with Scott Boras of Boras Corporation, who represents Blake Snell, and they've at least stayed in the conversation and have communicated with the Boras Corporation of how far they're willing to go to sign Snell, but they would like to get him. But I was told by a Yankee source within the last 20 minutes, more likely they trade for Cease than sign one of the free agent pitchers. But I do believe you're going to see the Yankees, no matter what the result is from Dr. Neil Elatrosh on Gerrit Cole, I do believe you're going to see the Yankees make a move to add another starting pitcher to this rotation because besides Cole, Carlos Rodon does not look right on the mound. His velocity is down, and they're concerned about the lack of depth in this rotation.
And Jim, I know you mentioned he can't start throwing until that inflammation is down. Gerrit Cole expected to be out at least until May, and then they'll assess the situation from there. But how long after, from when he's back, can they depend on Gerrit Cole to be back to doing Gerrit Cole-like pitching?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jacqueline, because none of us know. And the thing I've always told people, being a GM for 16 years, is that when you have inflammation in an elbow or a shoulder, something causes it. It's not something that automatically arrives and then automatically leaves. So you have to figure out what is causing it. Is it wear and tear? Is it a loose body? Is it an elbow spur? Is it a certain pitch that he's just putting more pressure on? Is it the slider where maybe now he has to back off that pitch a little bit? The most important thing for the Yankees is to find out what has caused the inflammation and how can they correct it. And so it's hard to answer your question, but I do think it's good news that the initial reading does not see a tear in the ulnar collateral ligament, because that would have meant the end of the entire season for Cole and the start of next year as well.
Jim Bowden joining us here on HQ for that big breaking news out of baseball. Gerrit Cole is going to miss at least 4 to 6 weeks because of that elbow injury. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate it. And getting a look at the odds to win the World Series for 2024, you see the Yankees highlighted there, the 4th best odds at plus 900. The Dodgers, who spent a lot of money this offseason, they are the odds-on favorites, followed by the Braves and the Astros.